All right, everybody. We're in Maroa, Illinois at Maroa Ag, and today we're going to be talking to Jason Hunt here. Jason is a assistant manager to fertilizer plant. He's got a lot of different responsibilities. One of his main responsibilities, though, is he mixes all the chemicals that go out into the country to the fields to be put on by different applicators. And I don't know if you can see that, but he's got a lot of different controls up there that control different tanks. And I'm going to shut up and let Jason tell you a little bit about what he does. Where'd you go to school, Jason?
Lakeland.
Lakeland, Mattoon, huh?
Yep.
Part of the ag program?
Yep, ag production, 2 years.
Like that, did you?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Cool, cool. Well, like I say, we got some students that's talked about Lakeland and their mechanic program and stuff. But yeah, just like I was saying, what all do you do here? You do mix herbicides and...
Yeah, we mainly herbicides. I mean, fertilizers is our big part of it. And what mixing a normal load consists of is we'll pull a truck in through the bay, and we have a hose over here. We'll hook into the bottom of it.
All right. Let's see if I can swing around and see. There's a big old hose laying right there, and
4-inch
that's
hose.
the exit door there, I think. And I think they usually come in this door back over here that's shut. It's kind of cold and windy, so we shut it. And anyhow, it's been kind of rainy is the reason we got the time to do this. Normally, Jason's just one truck after the other. He would not have time to do this unless it was raining and damp outside. So anyhow, I won't interrupt you. What else? Maybe you can show us some of your controls. And
This here, I've got a bulk tanks out here with fertilizer in, or nitrogen and water, and that's where I control all these out of. And then this board here is for all of our chemicals that get put in the loads. And a normal load consists of pulling the truck through, hooking the hose up, making sure all your valves are open first off before you do anything. And then from here we can select what we're gonna put in that truck bulk wise. And then through here, and this is controlled out there all by air valves.
okay.
That
So we're talking a lot about valves. You got manual valves, and then you got air valves.
yes.
And they're all controlled electrically. Some are manual, some are electric. Right?
Yeah, yep.
Or air controlled.
Yes, yep.
Okay. And maybe we'll get a chance to, I'm thinking we're seeing a few of the manual valves up there at the yellow handles.
Yep, right here.
Okay. And then he's got air controlled valves. I think we'll see them
Outside.
outside, and we'll go out there in a little bit. And then he's got like a big control board up there that's,
Yep.
I don't know if that's giving us volume or
Yep.
weights.
All of this, most of our chemicals, anything that is higher rate. I mean, if something is very precise, we'll use a measuring cup, which is what these are. But everything else is weighed out by pounds, which my vat here is on a scale.
Okay.
And all of that is relayed back to here is my scale. And with this here, you got to kind of double check yourself, because you have to select the tank you want to go from on these, and then this is the buttons you hit to start it. So you got to double check yourself, which is good because long hours takes toll on you, and you're always double checking yourself. But I always zero this, and you can hit a set point, and it will kick my pump off when I get to that weight.
Okay.
And then I have the hand valve up here that has to be open to allow that chemical to go into my vat.
Okay. So is most everything pumped in here by gravity, or does it have electric
No,
pumps?
we have electric pumps.
Okay.
Yep, everything's got a pump on it.
All right. Neat. Got a lot going on here.
Yeah, yes there is.
So I'm guessing every once in a while something will go wrong and you have to diagnose the problem, I'm guessing.
There's always something.
Yeah. So you get a little bit of electrical, a little bit of pneumatics as far as air valves.
Yep, yes.
A little bit of everything.
Yep,
So,
we've got an air box up here is where all of my air controlled valves go to. So usually if there is a problem, that's one of the starting points to make sure your actuator is working.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to go outside here in a minute and see all these big tanks, but I'm going to back up so you can see some of the different chemicals up here in these mini bulk tanks that are all plumbed into this. And so he's controlling down here what he wants to make in his recipe, for lack of a better term, I guess, that he's sending out in a truck to the field. So anything else I'm missing here, Jason?
Nope, I think we about hit
Okay.
most of it.
We'll take a break and we're going to walk outside and see some of the bigger tanks and stuff out there. Hopefully we can hear over the wind. So we'll be back with you in a second. All right, we've stepped outside of Jason out of his control room. We're going to get out here where you can see some of the bigger tanks, maybe. What's the biggest tank you got on here?
3/4 of a million gallons are our biggest tank.
3/4 of a million gallons. Okay. So that's what, 750,000 gallon?
Yep.
Wow.
A lot of
And a semi holds what, like
5,000.
5,000? So that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's just one big tank, and then you have several smaller tanks.
Yep. A lot of these are. This one here in perspective is 2,500 gallon. The silver one. These ones around it are all 30,000 gallon.
Okay. And they're all carrying like different products for different reasons.
Yep. A lot of it's nitrogen, but we do have different products like this one here. We keep a different product in it.
Wow. Cool. I'm going to step up here just a little bit so you can see some of the valves and the big motors. We've been doing a lot of electricity and electric motors this 9 weeks. I'm hoping you can see that. I don't know if the sun's messing me up behind me. I'll step on down here. So that's one big old monster of a motor there.
50 horses that motor.
And that's running the pump, is that correct?
Yes, that controls all of our 3/4 million gallon tank and all of our tanks in this dike right here.
Okay.
That we're in right now.
Okay. Wow, and there's another motor and a pump back in here behind the steps, if you can see that.
Yep, we use that as our backup pump. We never hope to have to use it, but you'd rather be ready to need it than to have to figure out how to get something to work.
Cool. And Jason was talking about the hand valves inside. There's some of these I've seen hand valves out here, but occasionally I see these little air hoses hooked up here. Is this one of your air valves?
Yep, that's their actuated valve.
Okay. So that's doing the same thing as a hand valve, except he can stay inside and push a button and that'll operate the valve by air. Okay, and then over here, look, we got a whole bunch of air valves in this little manifold, I guess you would call that.
This is our main manifold that controls all of our bulk tanks coming into the mix building.
Okay.
And we've got an air valve on each tank.
Yep. So controls are being used here. I know we're talking about electric motors and electric controls, but I probably can say that these air valves someplace are relying on electricity to run air compressor so that they do work.
Yes.
So I'm sure they've probably got a big air compressor inside someplace that I'm not seeing. But anyhow, this is all inside a dike. And a dike is so if he has one of these tanks leaks, we don't leak out into the environment it's got. They can pump it back into a semi and put it back into the tank. But what am I missing here, Jason? Anything?
I think you've got about up here. We do have those are electrical controlled motors that we run our chemical or herbicide products with inside, and each one of those has got its own motor and pump.
Alrighty.
That goes directly in those yellow valves.
So what he's talking about, guys, is I don't know if you can see that, there's some electric motors and pumps there. Again, he can control everything pretty much from inside and pump stuff into the trucks. It's really a pretty big, amazing operation I got going here. So Jason's got a lot of responsibilities to take care of. And maybe someday, I don't know if we will or not, but I was going to say we'll catch him when he's actually working and be amazed how much is happening in a hurry here. He's got a lot to think about. And Jason, thank you very much for being with us today. Maybe we get you to come to class sometime and explain this all a little better in person.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're back with Jason. We're over in the dry fertilizer area of the fertilizer plant. And I don't know, what's this thing? It looks like a concrete mixer here, Jason.
That's a drum mixer with a screw in it.
Okay. What do you do with that?
This hopper here, I'll use a loader and we'll put our mix of fertilizer in it. And I've got a control panel that will run this short belt here that we're looking at.
Yeah.
We'll run it into my mixer right there.
Gotcha.
And it turns counterclockwise, so it mixes as you shoot it in there. And then after you get your hopper empty and you let it mix for a short time, I will turn that off, and then I will turn on my unload conveyor, which is the big one right here.
Okay.
And then this will spin counterclockwise
And unload,
it
huh?
empties it onto my belt that will go into a semi or a truck.
Okay. Cool. And so it's sitting like on a set of scales here, so
Yes.
it knows how much it's. You can see the scales are saying, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's saying 0. Sun might be messing with us here. But anyhow, it's pretty cool. And you using, is there air controls on this too? Is it all electric?
This is all electric.
Okay. And there's like a big control box over here. That's another scale, right?
Yep, I got readouts on both sides because I'll have products in our
Okay.
bulk buildings or in this one here
Right.
too, next to us.
So for you farm boys, you know what N, P, and K is, all right? So N's nitrogen, P is phosphorus, and K is potassium, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so if we're going to put P and K on, say your dad wants to put on 200 and 250, well, he's going to measure out how many pounds of each to put in there. We're going to run it over there and mix it together so that you get the right analysis put out there on your field. Alrighty, I'm going to convey it out there, and then all these sheds out here, if you can see them, are holding different dry fertilizers that they bring in, usually prior to needing them. And I don't know what each building holds exactly, if one's just potash and one's phosphorus, or DAP, I guess, is another name for.
Yep. We usually, I think we can fit about 700 tons in this one, 900 in this one.
Okay.
And then over here I've got 4 bins that we fill overhead that each one holds 100 tons.
Okay. Alrighty. And you guys heard me say DAP, and I'll try to remember is what, diammonium
Diammonium phosphate.
phosphate, yes.
18460 is
There
analysis
you
on
go.
that.
There you go.
And potash is 0060.
Yep, we're getting out of mechanicking into agronomy here. Yeah. But anyhow, yep, this is the dry part. Some of you guys recognize those little boxes underneath there. Had nothing to do with dry fertilizer. They're out here because it's planting season. And that's how most farmers are getting their seed now. So that's how I get my seed. They put the seed in there, and we pick it up, take it to the farm, stick it in the planter. 40 units at a time. So, well, Jason, it's been great having you today. I sure appreciate your time. Like I say, we'd love to have you down to class sometime and teach us a little more.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.